This meeting is being recorded.
Ooh. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to OCCAP October 2022 meeting. It's our end of year meeting. We always go dark November and December because the last Wednesday is typically close to Thanksgiving, and then same thing in December with Christmas. So it gives me a nice mini vacation, and we're able to all celebrate, and so we'll be able to come back in January and share some new things that are going to be coming down the pipeline in Orange County, and just new programs that maybe we all don't know about. So yes, I'm just really excited to share what we're going to be. We'll have our ROI speaker, our return on investment speaker, why we do what we do, Patrick, and then we'll also have Chris from APAC. He's going to be sharing about his automotive school, nonprofit school that he started, and he's going to be starting his first cohort. I don't know if he still has a few more spots open. I'm sure he'll let us know. So if anyone wants to squeeze them in. And then we'll give some updates, towards the end of the meeting. And Angela will be talking about the Prop 47 meeting, which I forgot to do last meeting. I just completely slipped my mind. I forgot to put it on the agenda. But I'm just really proud of all the progress that has been made in Orange County over the last year. And we're officially out of COVID, I guess, depending on who you're asking. But the jails are doing things back in person. They're doing the classes and things like that in there. So and most of the providers are open for in-person services, which is also great. So lots of good things that are happening. We'll go around the virtual room and do introductions. So my name is Megan Langston. I am the chair of the OCCAP chapter, because there's multiple chapters. The founder, Dave Bates, started it in downtown LA, and he is a retired deputy for LA. So why don't I kick it over to Angela?
Hi, everyone. I am Angela, or Angie. We're going by Angie only because not only is that my nickname, but our intern is also named Angela. So to spare anyone confusion, we're just going to roll with that. I am a formerly incarcerated individual. I've been out for almost 3 years, and I work for Megan in client relations with HumanWorks, but I also do advocacy and anything she needs me to do for OCCAP.
Awesome. Thank you, Angela. And then let's go to Mark and Donna. Just have to unmute yourselves. I can always come back. I'll circle back. Erin. Find the mute button.
Hello, can you hear me now? Yes. My name is Aaron Viveros. I am the Community Outreach Coordinator for Associated Builders and Contractors of Southern California. That was pretty long. ABC SoCal. We're a nonprofit trade association representing close to 400 member contractors. We have apprenticeship training in electrical, plumbing, sheet metal, and low voltage. And just an update, our craft championships is coming up in January. It's an event for families and everybody to meet our apprentices and see what we do. I'll drop the flyer in the chat box. Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, and that's a really cool competition. If you have never been, I highly encourage you to share it, with your clients so that they can kind of see what they're doing and sign up possibly for one of their trainings that is free, apprenticeship. There is a wait. I know there's always a wait, except maybe a low voltage or a sheet metal. There might be a quicker way to get in.
Yeah, our sheet metal program right now is 0 to 3 months to get in. So definitely opportunity there, and they're the highest paying trade out of all our trades.
Thanks. Let's go to Angela Mendoza, our Human Works intern.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Angela Mendoza. I am a formerly incarcerated student at Cal State Fullerton University. It's been a while since I've been incarcerated, over 10 years. And it's an honor to be an intern for the Human Works Foundation. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And we're glad to have you, Angela. 211 OC was the one that connected us. So thank you, 211. Jocelyn Dirk.
Hi, good morning. I'm Joycelyn Dirk. I work in adult field supervision for probation, and I also help to manage our county reentry efforts for adults. And I know our reentry peel is on here, so glad to join you, glad to be here, glad to get some good information and resources for our clients.
Awesome, thank you. Caesar.
Hi, everyone. I'm Caesar. I'm the Career Development Manager for the Upskill program operating out of Chrysalis in partnership with Orange County United Way. We assist with placing folks into trainings, certifications, anything that's going to help people get into long-term careers, alongside Chrysalis, which offers basic employment services, resumes, practice interviews, and job placement opportunities.
Awesome, thank you for being here. Are you stepping in for Jenilyn today?
Yeah, unfortunately, gentlemen got pulled into another couple trainings today.
Okay. Thank you for being here. Arturo.
Good morning, everybody. Carol Uri, CEO, Returning Home Foundation. I have two quick updates. The SB 1008 free phone calls passed and was signed by the governor, but it will allow free phone calls only in state prisons at this time. So the folks in Orange County jails and all our local jails will still continue to pay for their phone calls, and the commissions to pay for our programs will go into the IWF. Secondly, classrooms are now open in the jails, and I just wanted to announce, and I don't know whether you can see this at all, but these are the returning home reentry planning guides. They are in all of the classrooms, and then there is an update to all of the new facilities and so forth for everybody. They can also be asked for by anybody who is incarcerated. So if you go into InReach and they need them, they can request them. Have a good day. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Carol. Arturo.
Hi, everyone. My name is Arturo Hernandez. I'm a senior counselor with the State of California Department of Rehabilitation. Our agency can provide vocational services and supports for anyone who's interested in employment or training to lead to employment. We're located at the Collaborative Court that's inside of Orange County Probation off of Main Street. And we're also starting to provide employment services for folks at Theo Lacey. So once they exit, they're ready to go. So if you know anyone who needs support for training or employment, let us know. Mary Foe, who I work with from Easter Seals, is, I think, on this meeting, but I'll throw a few flyers into the chat for people to look at.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Lisa.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa Mamura. I work with Megan. I work for Megan at Human Works Foundation. I am the community and event coordinator. I am also in partnership with Angie Cano and Agent Swoboda. We are organizers and event coordinators for a yearly event called the Freedom Fest, which we just had a few weeks ago on October 8th. And so, and we'll hear a little bit more about the Freedom Fest later on in our program. So thank you and good morning, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. Wynn?
Hi, Eunice Wynn. I'm from Orange County Probation. I am the reentry probation officer. And I
Awesome.
attended the Freedom Festival and it was great, ladies. Very nice, very well put together.
Yes, they did a great job. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Michelle?
Hi, thank you and good morning. I am Michelle Musacchio. I am part of the League of Women Voters of Orange Coast and part of the statewide league's criminal justice interest group. And I'm sorry I don't have a nice flyer, but yeah, we're interested in, you know, basically being able to learn more about reentry and all sorts of programs and how local leagues can help support. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Let's go to Joe.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Balicki. I used to be an assistant sheriff with the Orange County Sheriff's Department in charge of custody operations. I now work for the chief executive office as part of the reentry team. And just a shout out to the group here. We're working on a couple projects that should start off after the first of the year. The old animal control facility, we would like to convert that to a workforce development center. We will be looking for a public-private partnership with an organizations that are interested in either a restaurant or some type of a retail or something like that, where we could put it at in that space. And then some of the folks that receive the training, both males and females at Theo Lacey, would be able to go there and have employment when they get out of custody. Secondly, we are going to be looking for a transportation provider. Our folks, we're starting to put resource centers throughout the county. And a lot of our folks, when they get out of jail, they have no way to get around. Bus pass doesn't do it. If they have to go someplace, they're probably going to go right back to the street for drugs as opposed to going to the MAT program or staying sober. So I'll be looking for transportation providers that we can contract with. It doesn't have to be a sole source. It can be multiple organizations that are willing to participate in it. I know Kinship is already talked about it with me as well. So as we move into that, as we start to get these facilities, we'll have one up and running. Our Verdugo facility will be up and running in Laguna Hills probably around March. So the goal is when you get out of jail, if you need resources of any type, we will get you in a van, we'll get you transported to the resource center, get you connected to the resources, and then deliver you to those resources so that you're not lost in the system. So, but that's it for now. I'll put my contact info in and feel free to reach out to me anytime. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. Doing a lot of great things and super excited that, what you're bringing to the table and helping implement with the county. So thank you so much. Let's go to Carol with Human Works.
Morning, everyone. My name is Carol. I'm the admin assistant of Human Works Foundation and the OCCAP secretary. I'll drop my information in the chat so you can send me your flyers and resources that you would like us to share. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Carol. Agent Sabota.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Nice to see everyone. Nice to be here. And yeah, I'm sure maybe we'll do a brief debrief about the Freedom Festival later, but just a really quick thank you to everyone who helped out and donated, and Lisa and Angie especially for all your work and all the donations from everyone. And I think we're just all having a collective exhale from that huge successful event. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Miss Yanira Perez.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Janina Perez with Moms Orange County. At Moms, we serve moms and their families. So we serve fathers by providing one-on-one case management, education, and resources. We're located in Santa Ana, but we serve the entire county. And we also have a father's support group and also a father's workshop. So if you have any dads that are in need of support or just need our resources, please send them to Moms Orange County. We'll be happy to help them out. Thank you so much for having us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And it was a pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Yes,
Freedom
that was
Fest.
that was an amazing event. Thank you for having me there.
Mary.
Good morning. I'm in a different place today, so I'm having technical difficulties. I'm Mary Foe. I'm an employment specialist with Next Path at Easter Seals. I help people in employment that are just as involved, helping them with resumes, how to interview, the whole gamut. And I work closely with Arturo Hernandez at the Department of Rehab, referrals coming from him. It's nice to be here today. Hi, everybody.
Thanks for being here, Mary. And Angel called me a couple days ago too, so I spoke with him briefly. So
yeah, he's doing great. That's neat.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Douglas Lambert.
Hi, Doug Lambert, Orange County Probation Department Assistant Division Director for Adult Court Services. Basically, I oversee the collaborative courts, free trial, interstate compact.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here.
Definitely.
Emma.
Hi, my name's Emma, and I am on the board for APAC Automotive Training Institute that provides training for formerly incarcerated individuals, veterans, and people from the drug and substance abuse recovery community. And I'm just sitting in on this call, and you'll hear a lot more about the organization with Patrick, as he will be sharing today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Dominic.
Hey, good morning, Megan. Dominic Mexico, Orange County Sheriff's Department. Sorry, I got on the call a little late, but at the Sheriff's Department, we're excited because we're starting to bring a lot of different programs back into the jail. Most recently, we started our VR headset program, virtual reality headset program. And we're continuing to work with retired Assistant Sheriff Joe Bulicki and assisting with the drop-in resource centers inside our county, which are going to be extremely helpful for those immediately leaving our jails.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Dominic, and thank you for all your support. I appreciate it. Okay, Mark and Donna, do you want to unmute yourself and introduce yourself? Circle back to you. No? Okay. Thank you for being here. Okay. So last but not least, I want Chris and Patrick to introduce themselves, and then we'll go ahead and hear Patrick kind of share his story with us.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Knuth, and Patrick Williams is here with me. We're with APAC ATI, a nonprofit automotive technical training program that we've started here in Orange County with ambitions to take our program nationwide. We serve veterans, we serve reentry, and we also work with those in recovery. So, and any other underserved communities as well. What we're really looking to do is provide opportunity for those who need it or haven't had access to it. So Patrick's going to share a little bit of his story. He'll also share his involvement with helping me develop the curriculum for APAC ATI, and he is also our lead instructor. So he's doing the training here at our center in San Juan Capistrano, and he will also be training new instructors once our program starts going out to other communities, other cities, states. So instructors will come here, they'll learn about our program, they'll learn how to implement and teach our techniques. And also, we are right outside of an auto repair shop. So if you hear strange noises, that's what's going on. So yes, thank you for the opportunity And I will turn it over to Patrick.
Hello, everybody. I'm Patrick, like Chris said, with APAC ATI. I'm the head instructor, also on the board of directors. So I will talk kind of about the recovery side of our program, why it means a lot to me, and kind of how I got involved in it. So I'll start kind of with my story and how it began. I am also a recovered alcoholic. I've been sober for about 5 years now. So how it began, my drinking kind of began when I was about 20 years old. And that's when my heavy drinking began. And at the time, I surrounded myself with like-minded people, people who were just like me. We were all heavy drinkers. And, for a long time, it worked well in my life. That's what I did. I went to work and drank, also used a lot of drugs. And for 10 years or so, that's how my life was, and it worked fine. I didn't have any, no real problems, didn't notice anything. That's just kind of what I did. And towards the end of that, when I started getting older and alcohol lost its power, kind of, it stopped working with me. Life kind of caught up with me, and what I didn't know at the time was that I was using alcohol to cover up my character defects, my flaws, my anxieties, and those things started becoming more powerful than alcohol could take care of, and my life really started going downhill. It started, alcohol stopped giving me that calming feeling that it worked for so many years, and it just went the opposite direction. And I tried to quit a couple times, and I couldn't stop. I just, if I started one, it would go all night, and then, it gave me depression, and it really affected my work. It affected my life. It affected everything. And I couldn't turn it off. And, luckily, my boss here, Chris, who worked very closely with me, he noticed my, my problems and what everything was going on. And he actually gave me the opportunity to help myself, and really kind of gave me a second chance, because where I was at that moment in my life was, being fired was probably something that could have happened, but something that was low on the scale, because I was going down quite fast. But he gave me the opportunity to really better myself, and I went into alcohol program, AA, and he really gave me that second chance. It would have been easy to kind of just get rid of me, replace me or something, but he helped me and helped guide me through the process of it, because I didn't really know that alcohol was just a symptom of all these other issues that I had in my life. So I worked through that. I worked through that program, and now it's been 5 years, about almost 5 years now, that I'm clean, sober, and I worked the 12 steps of AA. I've done a lot of personal development, just a lot of things to kind of work on myself to take care of those, kind of character flaws and defects that led to my drinking for so many years. So the place I'm at right now in my life it's a lot better. My life is a lot more stable. I'm happy in my life. And so bringing all that up, when Chris came up with this program, you know, it's something that I'm very passionate about, and I really care about, because it allows me, and it helps me as well, but it allows me to you know, give back to the community and give back to other people who are in need of a second chance, whether it be veterans, whether it be people who are incarcerated, or others that were like me in the you know, the alcohol and drug treatment, and who just need a second chance, need to help get back on their feet. And so that's why, you know, I'm really thankful to be a part of this program. It really, it also, it helps me a lot to be able to help others. It helps to get me out of my own head. And so I'm very happy to just be a part of this, and to kind of share my story and my experiences here with everybody here. But that's about all I got. So if anybody has any questions or want me to elaborate farther, that's fine, but that's about it. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Patrick, for sharing about, sharing your story with us. One of the things that is a little bit more unique about Patrick is that, our Patrick situation is his, addiction, right, could have led him to be incarcerated, right? But he had someone like Chris that wanted to help him. And so, as we look to the future, right, it's how can we help individuals not get arrested, not be incarcerated, and kind of getting in front of that, and trying to help them and, bring more awareness to the struggles that are in Orange County and, across our nation. And that is, addiction. And, so I really, taking a different approach. Typically our ROI speaker is someone who has, been incarcerated. But I thought that it was, a good opportunity for us to also acknowledge those that may have not been, but could have fallen to that if they didn't have a support system like someone like Chris. Because addiction is, addiction and mental health typically are, and the lack of support are the main reasons why individuals become incarcerated. So the importance of these important factors that can contribute to that. So I appreciate, Patrick, you sharing your story. I'm sure it's not easy, right? But thank you. Does anybody have any questions or anything? There's stuff popping in on the chat.
Let's see here.
Thank you, Patrick, for sharing. Chris, can you give us more of an update on how the program's going?
Sure. I'm not sure who asked that question.
That was Mary.
Mary. Oh,
I met you at the hire event back in the day, I think it was.
yeah. So our program is ready to really take off and run. We've been taking baby steps. We've had a lot of challenges. It's a new organization, and even more than that, it's a unique concept. It's something that hasn't been done before. So, and it's one thing to have a vision, and then it's another thing to bring it into fruition, right? And so as we went along, we found challenges and setbacks, and we've worked through those, fortunately. And we are training now in our facility. We also have some openings. I'll talk about that here in a minute. But yes, it's been a long road. It's been 2 years, and we expect to have some pretty rapid growth. There are a lot of repair shops in our industry that want to become training centers. And I'll talk a little bit about that and about how we created this model to where it can scale very quickly and easily. And so, yes, thank you for the question. I will do my best to just weave all of it into a concise delivery, hopefully.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Patrick, I have a question for you. What advice can you give individuals like ourselves to help if we're seeing someone struggle with addiction, right? What do you feel? What can we say? What can we do to really help them, you know, not continue down that path, you know, and feel so alone?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, I think just in my experience, it was a lot of it was just, you know, showing support and showing that they have people who care for them more than not somebody who's you know, mad at them for drinking or something like that, but showing that you know, and it's like for me, and Chris could probably tell you too, it took a while for me before I actually took his advice and went to treatment. You know, he had to poke at me for a while and work at me before I actually you know, took that jump. And you know, it comes down to the person. It came down to me, you know, when I'm ready to make that, you know, to make that jump. You know, it's hard you can force somebody to do it and try to get them to go to rehab and stuff. And a lot of times it doesn't work because if they're not ready to change their life, you know, it's just not going to happen. So anyway, I think just the continued support and continue just to show that they have people who care for them and are willing to help them out.
Do you mind if I tag along that real quick?
Of course.
You know, as an employer, you know, I think part of my role is to really see someone's potential, right? And to help them realize it. So the thing with addicts and alcoholics is we can see their potential more than they can, right? And we can talk to them about it and try to convince them that it's the best thing for them to do. But like Patrick said, ultimately it's up to them. But, you know, Patrick mentioned us firing him and all that. Sure, that was an option. But what I really did is I brought Patrick in and I said, hey, look, man, I want you to work here. I know what life could be like for you, but it's up to you. You know, there's a saying that I like. It says, clear is kind. You know, we have to be clear with them. I had another very, very talented employee who had the same thing going on and he chose not to, and he's no longer with the company, right? So I think having that clarity and really having an honest conversation that's difficult. I mean, I had to do that. It wasn't easy for me to confront Patrick with the news that the relationship wasn't working, but ultimately it was up to him and he made the choice to put in the work.
Awesome. I appreciate you sharing that from, you know, the support side, right? And especially as an employer, that's always like a dance that you kind of have to do, right? Especially with the state we live in. So does anybody else have any questions for Patrick before Chris begins his presentation on APAC? All right, well, I will turn it over to you, Chris, and you should be able to share your screen. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have anything I was going to share. How much time do I have?
You, like with Q&A, you've got 25 minutes.
Oh boy.
You don't have to use the whole thing though, but.
No, I mean, oh boy, like that's not enough time. Okay, so my name's Chris. I'm the founder and kind of executive director of APAC ATI. So I'm going to share with you briefly and hopefully as clearly as possible what we're doing, how it impacts different aspects of life in our communities and society and all that. please, at any time, you can interrupt me with questions, totally fine. Or you can write them in the chat. I'll do my best, hopefully to see them and answer them. But really, like, we're presenting this today for you. You know, we are not, well, a very, very small part of what we're doing is about us. And what I mean by that is the automotive industry over the last 20 years, but it's really been accelerated in the last 10 years. We have seen a sharp decrease in the amount of people that are coming into the industry to fill the jobs that are being left behind by people retiring, moving away from our industry to other types of work. So the rate of attrition and the rate of us bringing new people into the industry is severely lacking. There's this statistic that I read recently that the automotive industry, just for technicians alone, needs to fill 70,000 jobs a year. And we're not even coming close to that. So
what do you attribute that to, Chris? In your statistics?
I attribute it to, one, kind of our society really pushing young people into college and into 4-year degrees and wanting to have more white collar or tech jobs. And so I started seeing that when I was in high school, that the push was to go to university. And so what happened is that left a huge gap. The other thing here is the automotive industry in general has been a blue collar trade, right? And so a lot of families want their kids to be better than that. And they don't want them being mechanics or carpenters and whatnot. And really it was short-sighted because now we're paying for it, right? The cost of everything has gone up. Being able to get an appointment to have your car serviced sometimes can take weeks or months. So I think this is something that happened from our culture, and it also happened from our industry, us not stepping up and providing a great career opportunity, not providing benefits and ongoing education, not being responsible for being good employers. And again, like providing that opportunity. So I think it's a large issue, and I think it's come from both sides. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So back in 2014, some industry colleagues and myself, we got together, we created an apprentice program because we knew that we were going to have to start training our own people, growing our own talent, our own technicians. So Patrick was a big part of that. We found that we did a pretty good job of that. We have had a number of apprentices over the years. Some of them worked with us for a long time. Some of them went to dealerships and went to other shops. And as far as I know, all of them are still in the industry. So we're very proud of that. And so in 2020, when COVID hit, I had the idea that I needed to create a training model that would be much more effective than our apprentice program. Our apprentice program was kind of long and drawn out. I wanted to condense that. I wanted to accelerate the rate in which we could take someone with the right attitude, the right aptitude to do the work, and be able to put them into employment as soon as possible, because we wanted to first, from the industry side, we wanted to help fill this void in employment and bring people into shops so our businesses could grow, so we could meet the demand out there. So that's when APAC ATI, the concept, was born. So we basically took everything that we knew from training apprentices over like a 6-7 year period, and we condensed this into a training model that is unique. So I'm calling it an immersion style of learning. So I like to say that there's 2 ways you can learn a foreign language. You can go to school and you can learn vocabulary, and you can learn in the classroom setting. And what I've seen for the most part is people can take 4 years of Spanish, let's say, and they come out and they can't speak the language, right? So they've invested all this time and they still, aren't fluent in this language. The other way of learning is to immerse yourself in the culture of a Spanish speaking country, right? Where you're surrounded by it, you're hearing it all the time, you're reading it, you're forced to participate and to start expressing yourself in another language. And so that concept is what we brought into training auto repair. And so the reason why our model is successful is we are training our students on cars that they're going to see every day when they get to the new shop that they're going to work at. We're teaching them all aspects of auto repair at the same time, just like it is with the cars coming into the shop. One day you'll have an oil change, then you'll have brakes, and then you'll have a check engine light. So we're teaching all of that at once. We're immersing our students into this culture, so they become fluent in the language of auto repair. We also have a classroom, which is where we are right now. And so Patrick will be taking our students through the theoretical side of it, teaching them how things work. And then right outside the doors in front of me is the shop. And so we're going to take that newly acquired knowledge and we're going to get it applied as soon as possible. One of my mentors early on in my career, I argued this point that I said that knowledge is power. And he said, no, it's not. He said, knowledge is potential power. Knowledge doesn't turn into power until we apply it. And so that's a key concept of what we're doing here is we're learning and we're applying it. And so that they become good technicians. The other thing we're doing here is we're training our students how to be great teammates and how to be great employees, because that's a big part of staying employed. That's a huge part of the success is how well can you work together as a team? How well can you handle criticism? How well can you communicate, right? Those are all the things that make any human being more effective. And so we're teaching all of this stuff at once because we want them to be able to fix cars and stay employed. We want them to be great teammates. We want our student graduates to go out into the field and really help build our reputation, right? Because it's going to be that success that helps our program become more successful. So again, part of what we were doing was filling needed jobs. The other thing in our industry, I hear a lot of my colleagues complaining about is they can't find motivated workers. And so this is where the people we serve kind of came into focus. So I wanted to not only bring people into the industry that could do the work, but I also wanted to bring the motivation. And that's why I think in particular, formerly incarcerated people, I was thinking, that would be a huge motivation, not going back to prison. And like some of you guys mentioned on the introductions today, we need to provide them something to do right away. We can't just release them from prison and then have them hanging out. We need to get them focused. We need to give them hope, and we need to take them through the process of being hopeless to hopeful and then into empowerment. And when people get to this stage of empowerment, the hope drives the action that's needed to become empowered. And when people are empowered, I've seen them do amazing things, just like Patrick. Patrick became empowered through sobriety and through his personal development, and also through wanting to give back, and wanting to be to work with others and to help them, have the same experience or a similar experience to what he had. So that's where reentry came into focus. I also thought about veterans. My uncle was a Vietnam vet. I watched him struggle his entire life with opportunity, with not getting mental health services. And that ended up in a suicide in 2014. And that happens way too often. And I really wanted to do something to provide what transitioning servicemen and women are losing. They're losing the structure, they're losing the camaraderie, they're a lot of times, you know, they've learned skills that translate well into the work that we do. And so we don't want veterans falling through the cracks either. We want to be able to, again, take those skills, build upon them, and put them into shops. Because that's what we have here at Star Motors. We have a team that works together. We're all working here to take care of the customer. And it takes all of us working together, and that's creates camaraderie, right? That creates workplace culture. That creates an environment that's fun to work in. And so we wanted to provide that for veterans. And then, of course, recovery, you know, that's near and dear to both of our hearts. And so the other thing, you know, making the decision to create this program as a nonprofit was intentional, because I really wanted the communities to support us. I want the communities to support the people in their lives that are transitioning. I want people to really help us grow this company, because us getting people employed, and the one thing I haven't said yet is automotive technicians, it's typical for them to make $60,000 to $200,000 a year. So not only are we providing them with this training, but we're giving them the opportunity to earn enough money to change their lives, to change the lives of their families, to break these cycles of generational poverty. We're able to, with just what we have within our industry, we're able to provide this. And it's really our passion to make sure everyone knows about the work we're doing. And so for all of you that are here on this call, I've worked with some of you, I've met with you, and I really appreciate the support you've given us. Our biggest challenges right now, it really is funding. This program costs a lot of money. We have to pay our instructors. We have operational expenses. We're providing free training to our students. So we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what funding is available for us. We are working hard to make sure that this happens, but anything that you all can contribute to as far as like opportunities and who to talk to and connections, that would be great. We also have a vision of taking this program nationwide. So, you know, meetings like this that we have in Orange County, we're going to need to establish these connections in San Diego County, in states across the country. Because part of this program we've designed is we want organizations like yourselves to refer students to us for training. Because all the business owners that I know, my colleagues, they don't have time to find people to train. And a lot of the places that we've been going, like high schools and community colleges and job fairs, we just keep coming up empty-handed. So I believe that all of you on this call have access to the talent that we need to screen and to make sure that they're a good fit for us, and we want to train and get them employed. So anyway, I've been talking a lot. Let me check the chat here and make sure I'm not missing anything. So process from Jocelyn, the process for entrance into our training program. The process is to go onto our website, apacati.org, and there's a contact us field. And so just go there. The contact form comes straight to me. I'm getting these daily now. So I'm getting them from shops that want to hire our graduates. I'm getting contacts from auto repair shops that want to become training centers. And then also getting contacts from people that would like to enroll in the program. So they contact us, we fill out an application. We need to interview them, because a lot of people in our experience, that the idea of working on cars is actually cooler than working on cars, or sometimes they have the desire to, but they don't have the aptitude, right? So we need to screen for that, because we want to make sure that the students that come into our program have a high chance for success. So that is in a nutshell how the process works. Clear as kind, yeah, mom's flyer, APEC flyer, thank you, Megan. How do we refer you, make an appointment, or do they just show up? Okay, that's, you know, our website is the best way for me to manage it. So as they come in, then I can take the appropriate action to make sure that they get, yes, or you can call. Thank you, Angie. I know you mentioned focus on reentering veterans, but is that a requirement? No, to Caesar, no, that is not a requirement. Those are just the 3 segments of our population that I wanted to focus on. But again, the main focus really here is giving the opportunity. So we want people to, wherever they come from, and right now we're focused more on adults, but I'm also seeing there's a huge need for justice impacted youth. So we might even do tours of our facility so younger people can see what we're doing and maybe get an idea of, hey, this could be something I'm interested in, and then work them into the program as well. That's a possibility. But really, it's open to anyone that needs an opportunity. It's open to anyone that is at risk of, you know, overdosing, you know, death, being incarcerated, what have you. So we're here to serve our communities. What's the percentage of women in your training program? Right now, our percentage is 0, and we want it much higher. So yes, please, women are also welcome to train with us. Our industry needs them as well. There are very few female technicians in our industry, but the ones that are there are amazing, and they work circles around most of the guys they work with. Do our participants have a goal as ASE certs? Sure. So part of our training and curriculum is designed to help them, at least in the time they're with us in our 10-month program, that they have at least 1 or 2 ASE certifications. That can take years to become a master certified technician. But yes, that is the career path we're putting them on. We're also working with ASE to see if we can, ASE has an education foundation, and so we're trying to see how we can work together to bring more people into certification. Do you have resources or support for the tools your students for training and secure employment? Yeah, great question. So we are working with some of the tool manufacturers like Snap-on, Matco, Mac. They have student rates where we could buy tools at a 50% discount. We're also applying for grants. We're starting to get with the Department of Voc Rehab. So again, these are things that I need to know. I'm pretty much an auto repair shop owner that just had this desire to train technicians. So honestly, there's a whole lot I don't know about resources. So I need to lean on you all to help me with that, help us with that. Any other questions? What else did I want to say? Oh, I'd like to talk about scaling our program. So the APAC ATI is really a method. It's a way of teaching that will work in any existing repair shop. So in order for us to scale quickly, we had the idea to work with what's already there. So an existing repair shop is already up and running. We want to make sure that they have certain tool meet minimum requirements for having up-to-date tools and equipment. Everything is safe. They need to have a dedicated mentor. So a mentor is a very important part of this process. And then when we find that a shop is going to be a good fit for our training model, then we'll take steps to implement it in their shop. So as an organization, we don't have to buy real estate. We don't have to lease buildings. We don't have to buy equipment. We don't have to set up all the infrastructure. So really, I believe that we can get a training center set up in less than 30 days, and we can do this simultaneously. So I think over the next 2 to 5 years, we're going to have lots and lots and lots of these popping up all around the US. And so when a training center is established, let's say in Michigan, then we need to be able to connect with military transition programs, veterans organizations. We need to be able to get in contact with parole, with recovery centers. So what we're doing here in Orange County, we're going to have to do that work in these other communities. So again, that would be something where collaboration from you all would be very helpful. Like, who do I call in Michigan? Where do I go? What military services are there? So again, that's kind of, that's our vision for how to scale this program nationwide and to do it quickly and easily and efficiently as possible. More questions, please. Again, I want to make sure that everyone has their questions answered.
Well, just so everyone knows, I did drop the flyer into the chat, and we will share the flyer at with the meeting recap email that Carol will be sending out within a few days, by either the end of the week or beginning of next week, just so you all can, send any clients that you have Chris's way, so that they can interview and make sure it's a good fit, like what he's saying. The skilled trades are really needing individuals, and so and I think individuals like Chris and his program are a great way to give them that support system and into a high-paying career. So thank you so much. Any questions?
One other thought, Megan. We sent an email yesterday. I believe a lot of you guys were on the email list. It provided links to some media, some of the articles we've been featured in recently, also some of the podcasts and interviews that I've done over the last few months. So feel free to forward that to your contacts, to anyone. It was just kind of a quick recap of what's happening since June. We had our grand opening. Some of y'all were here. It was a great time. My wife Emma, she's on the call. She does a great job of making events amazing. So thank you for your support there. But yeah, just forward that to your contacts. Like, the more people that know about the work we're doing, the more people that engage with us on social media. We are on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We post like 3 times a week. So if you guys could like our posts, share them, that helps Facebook, all the algorithms kind of push us into more visibility. So those are all like little ways that you guys could help us. That'd be awesome.
Yes, of course. Definitely make sure that we're supporting you. And then if anybody has any clients, they'll make sure that they, connect them with you, or at least just share the flyer or share your social media so that they can just start following you. So if there's no more questions, we're going to continue to move on with the agenda. So Chris, Patrick, thank you so much for all that you're doing, and appreciate you taking time out of your day to, share what you're doing and how you're making, a positive impact in the community and within the automotive industry. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. All right, so we're going to move on to updates, things that are happening. So I will let Angela share what happened at the Prop 47 meeting last month.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Megan. So this might be a little bit of echoing what some folks on this call already said, but I did attend. It was last month, obviously September, almost exactly a month. So we really chatted a lot about the Prop 47 grants, which many of you community members know went to Project Kinship, which is super exciting. Megan and I and everyone that she has hired on try to cultivate this collaboration versus competition ideology. And that's really like where we want to stay with this community. We're super jazzed for Project Kinship. They're actually going to be staying in the IRC. So IRC is the Intake Release Center and in Orange County Jail, and they're going to have their own little like build out area and booth where they can be in the lobby and kind of be the first person to capture people, folks coming in, coming out, and be a point of contact, which I think is absolutely incredible. So Commander Wilson did confirm the build out of the IRC lobby. So we'll see what else is going to be slated to be housed there. But as somebody who was formerly incarcerated in OCJ, it was not a very happy place down in the loop, or in the lobby. So this is like absolutely amazing. I'm super excited just for the evolution that's taken place the past few years. And they said that the completion of the remodel is slated to be like 2023, early 2023, but I'm sure we'll hear more from him. He's a really great guy, so I'm excited he's on top of that. And then Dominic, I know, did confirm tablets, which is the thing I've been dying to see in the jails. Tablets are such an incredible multifaceted way for folks to get programming, reentry programs, services, resources, classes, right at their fingertips. We all know that even pre-COVID, there were a lot of like just random shutdowns or walkthroughs or things that happen in the jail. And you could do this, really from yourself, from your bunk. So I think it's fantastic. Just to reiterate, we are at pre-COVID status for all programs at OCJ. And I believe that also stands for certain areas and classes in the state prison, but not all. So this is really just jail focused, not state prison focused. Also, Project Kinship is collaborating with Chapman University, and they're going to be doing a pipeline reentry program. So Chapman University, I think, is fabulous, even though Cal State Fullerton has been doing this for years with Project Rebound. Chapman has also a law school, MBA programs, and a lot of other things that are tied to it that I think could be just really incredible work that could be done, necessary work. They're going to be guaranteeing foundational courses, which we all know is like your first 2 years. And once completed, they're going to be guaranteeing them a spot at Chapman University. I think that's fabulous. So also, just as a little data note, because you all hear me every time saying that data is the most important thing, Urban Institute did a lot of data gathering regarding grants, whose grants are working, whose programs are working, really what you need to do to be getting the types of grants and the type of exposure that Project Kinship is. So if you want to chat with them, really kind of see what the magic is to Project Kinship's success, don't reinvent the wheel sometimes. I think looking at folks who are doing something really well can help you build out your business, build out what you want to do, and create the success for yourself. So that is all that we talked about. And I'm just really excited for all the work that everybody at Orange County Jail is doing right now. So thank you for doing this finally. I begged a lot when I was there, and now we have it. So I'm super, super excited. It's a community effort.
Awesome. Thank you, Angela, for the update. Here are some pictures if you weren't able to attend Freedom Fest. NTMA kindly provided the spot, so that we could host the Freedom Fest. So Lisa, Jennifer, or Angie, would you like to say anything about Freedom Fest?
Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and reiterate what Jen had said, Agent Svoboda. I wanted to thank all of the service providers that provided, that donated, and that also showed up and showed out at this event. And going into it, it was going to be a whole different way from our first annual. We utilized a community space there, just graciously provided for free by the NTMA, and they partnered up with us basically in providing this space and supporting and being a supporting staff there, making sure that everything was provided, and all of the setup and everything was done by them. And so really we was just plug and play coming into it. Really grateful for the turnout. It was amazing. And it would just gave my heart just a feeling of overwhelming joy just to see the tables being filled up and everyone just engaging with the service providers. We had dynamic speakers there, and man, if I tell you that the food was just top notch, it looked like a food festival downstairs. And just the fact that we were able to say like everything was free, everything is provided, and that is 100% because of the providers that gave, and I just want to just thank everyone that contributed to making this day a huge success. We're going to continue to bring Freedom Fest every year, second Saturday of October, you know, God willing, and we're just going to continue to want to see it grow and continue to celebrate and highlight the redeeming value of the formerly incarcerated coming back as community members. And so thank you all again. Great success. I'm so happy. Yes, it's a breath of fresh air, but it's also relief that is now behind us, and we're looking forward to many new opportunities to do great work in our reentry space. So thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. Jennifer?
Yeah, I mean, not to go on and on and on about how amazingly awesome this event is, but it's amazingly awesome. And a million thank yous again to everyone who donated: Megan, Carol, CVS, Angie, Lisa, all your dedicated hours. It's worth it in the end. You know, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears goes into this event, and so does a lot of money. And just really, really quickly, I just have to share a funny little story. My district administrator, who is my big boss at work, attended last year, and he attended this year, Mr. Talwar. A lot of you guys know him, but he showed up this year, and you know, it was just so joyful to see his reaction. He was just kind of looking around at all the food and all the donations and all the providers, and he was like, how did this all come together so well? How did this all formulate? And I said, really, everyone just gave. Everything was donated. You know, Megan donated, Carol Yuri donated, Pastor Santos from the church where we have packed. Nobody said no to anything. And that's what I love about everybody on this meeting. That's what I love about the reentry programs in Orange County. I haven't gotten a no yet from anyone ever. So let's just keep that going. Keep the yeses coming.
Yes, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for, you know, Lisa and Jennifer adding that, all the joy that came out of that event. So it was just good to see everyone and see all the providers there. So I just wanted to share some pictures from Gio's graduation last Wednesday. And there's Jen and there's Agent Tower. But Paul graduated. I'm not sure if you all remember, Paul was our ROI speaker for January of 2020, pre-COVID. And he goes inside the jails with me, and we're actually going in this Friday. And he was one of the speakers that spoke at Geo graduation, and he did an amazing job. And he's just an amazing human being. And I just really wanted to highlight him and celebrate him and all that he's doing, all the success that he's had since he's been out. You know, he's making a difference. He's making an impact. You know, one of the things that, you know, Patrick said, and, you know, that I like to say, you know, he didn't say it along these lines, but I like to say it is like, if you're giving back, you're not going to go back. So go back to maybe what led you down a wrong path or whatever. But he's continually giving back, and that's what really fills up his cup and able to continue doing what he's doing. So the Geo group had a meeting, and so that's why they're not on this call. They emailed me earlier this morning. But yeah, so I wanted to share that. Again, this is your CAP team, me, Lisa, Angie, and Carol. So if you ever want to share anything, you want anything to go out, please reach out to us so we can get it out in the community. So we're still going strong, like I said, with the lived experience speaker program. Moses, who shared his story back in August, from ABC SoCal. He's one of their instructors. He just got approved, so we're waiting for him for the next security orientation. Once he does security orientation, then we'll be able to go inside with him, and he can talk more about, share his story, and also share more about what ABC SoCal could do for them, because they do have 3 different locations within Southern California, one up in LA, one in Anaheim, and one in Riverside. They're just opening up. So really excited that the lived experience speakers are growing, and that we're going to continue to be able to go inside. If your organization is not on this flyer, please make sure that you reach out to me so that I can make sure that you get on the flyer, so that we can so I can speak about that when I go inside, and that way they can connect with you. They do call you. They will reach out to you while they're inside, because they are interested about, once they hear that message of hope and that it is possible, whatever resource that really resonates with them at that moment, or what, as they're looking towards the future, they will call you. So I know Aaron can attest to it, that he's had people call him and wanting to know how they can get connected with that specific resource or what they need to do. So it is something that's happened. And then Agent Sabota, we have your PAC meeting that's coming up on Wednesday, November 9th at Streetlight Church. I'm sure Pastor Santos will be cooking for us again.
Yes, he will. I think everybody on this call.
Oop, you cut out there.
Oh, I went mute. Sorry. It's our orientation session for all new parolees who come out. Every 30 days we hold it. And it's always the same place and time and location, which is at a church, the Streetlight Church in Westminster. The pastor, Pastor Santos, is generous enough to barbecue for everyone. So it's everyone's favorite meeting of the month, because you get fed and they feed you really, really well. So please come and check us out if you've never been. We'd love to have you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I love ending meetings early, but if anybody else has any other events that they would like to share, things that are coming up, feel free to share it with us.
Hey, Megan, this is Arturo at Department of Rehab. I threw a flyer into the chat, but I think someone emailed me or texted me and said that they were having trouble opening it. So I'm going to mail it to you.
Okay.
Email it to you. It's a apprenticeship employment fair, and it's this Thursday, November 10th, and it's in Anaheim from 10 to 2. So it's apprenticeship paid employment opportunities. There's supposed to be about 18 different tables there. So it's going to be a really good opportunity for folks that are thinking about doing an apprenticeship, and it's paid. So I'll email you that flyer so you can distribute it.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much. I'd love to put it on our social media and then also share it with the group as well. So thank you so much. So I was saying before we officially started the meeting that I can't believe that it's already almost November. As you may know, we go dark November and December because the last Wednesday of the month is close to Thanksgiving, and with December it's Christmas. So as I said before, gives me a break, gives us all a break from the hustle and bustle. So I really appreciate everyone's support over the last, it's like 3.5 years, which is just crazy, that CAP started in Orange County, and it's just really grown, and it wouldn't be possible without each and every one of you. And so, I promise that we will always try to deliver, great speakers, great information that's being shared so that you can share it with your clients. If you ever want to share anything, please, send it my way. We will post it, on CAPS, and if it's a veteran related, I'll also post it on the Orange County Veterans and Military Families Collaboratives social media, and then also with Human Works as well. So we want to make sure that we're, being inclusive and also supporting one another, because that's what makes us as a community successful and helping people. So thank you so much. And I will see you in January, January 25th. From, same time, 10 o'clock. And if we end early, we end early. So, but now the meetings are by Zoom, unless you want to come see me in person. Just reach out to me ahead of time, and then I'll make plans, because Human Works is now in my family business's office and in Air Right. So we have a space in there. I got rid of we let go of the lease. So, we didn't really need that physical building right now. So thank you so much, and Happy New Year, happy holidays to each and every one of you, and thank you so much. And please let me know if you want me to get out any information. So talk to you all later. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great holidays.